All I'm trying to do is get my site that's currently at Webflow, and I'm pointing it to Replit. Now, this is weird because I have been promoting moving from WordPress to Webflow. Now, I'm actually using Webflow as an expert design tool that it is, and then feeding that expert design into so here's Webflow. Here's my website in Webflow in the builder. Okay, this is my own personal little side project. And so what I did here is I rebuilt it and I mimicked a lot of the things, like little design stuff. Like, so for instance, see this right here? See how I roll over that and it just zooms in just a little bit, and that there's a logo there, but the logo doesn't move, right? And it's got like a white background. But like if I go back to Webflow, like I built that. I built this all by hand, like every single freaking piece of it. All of it's tied to a CMS. There's all kinds of calls to things and connectivity going on. And the difference is now that Replit can just take this functionality and just build it into this architecture here. And once it's in place, you don't have to micromanage the small little details, the little things, the color of this title. I would obsess for years over these gradients and these little lines and the specific typography and, you know, making things move up the screen a couple pixels as it loads and stuff like that, right? Like these little intro animations and stuff like that. That's all accounted for. That's all stuff that has to be done by hand, all of this. So knowing what I know and using this tool, I was able to replicate out all of the information from this website, which is at this point just about my personal training and running coaching and my wife's yoga teaching and our, that whole world, nutrition coaching. Let's move this thing over. Let's switch over the DNS. I'm going to show you what I built here. I'm going to show you the whole architecture of it, which is over here. I asked it to tell me what this is, and it's just unbelievable what it has built for me. Completely removing the need for WordPress, completely removing the need for Webflow, and moving forward. Webflow is an essential step in the process, though, because WordPress looks like WordPress looks, and it's just not modern, right? Webflow, when you look at those sites, the way things move and animate and scroll, and it is so cool. This can do that too. That's the thing. All these little animations and all these little things like the moving gradients and all the rollover effects and all this cool stuff all could be done here, but you got to give it the right information. So that's why Webflow is a good intermediary step. So let's get into it. So under deployments, under domains, right now you can see that it's pointing to the Replit, like kind of default staging app. We want to link a domain. In this case, it's get up earlier, but I want it to be www.getupearlier.com. Next. Okay. So we're going to add the following records to our domain's DNS settings. So in an effort to add these records to our domain settings, this is under the assumption that you already have DNS settings in place. If you're starting from scratch, you would just add these. Okay, and everyone's probably thinking, if you don't already know, what the hell are DNS settings? If you know, then you know where to go. You're going to go into, typically, it'll be GoDaddy. It could be any number of places, but GoDaddy's the number one. Behind like I don't know, Network Solutions is probably another one. Register for Less or Namecheap. There's a bunch of different places that wherever you bought your domain, typically is where the DNS settings are. Although that's not always the case. That's a whole other story for your IT guy or gal. So in here in the DNS records, it says add a new DNS record. Let's look at what's going on here. This is my existing DNS, and right now the A record and this text. Okay, A record is going to point it to the non-www. This is going to point the www. Both have to be accounted for, and the record is this IP address. So we're going to copy this IP address. We're going to go to this A record, and we are going to cancel that. We're going to delete that record. Yep. So instantly, site down. Fortunately, I would do this a little bit different if it was for a client. But at the end of the day, there's still going to be just a few minutes, if not an hour of downtime. So you would, at any given time that you're going to do this, there's going to be a little bit of downtime. So just do it at a very low traffic time and get it done as fast as possible. And that's what we're doing here today. So this A record stays intact. I'm just going to switch the IP address here. Okay. Again, if you were creating a new A record, you would add it as an A record and go through that process right here. Okay. But I have one left in here. Now I'm going to add, I'm going to take away this right here. Actually, this is an old entry for an old forum that I had in here. I'm going to just delete that record because that's just not in use at all. Then I'm going to get rid of this CNAME that goes to Webflow because that's an artifact of pointing to Webflow. We're going to get rid of that. Now, again, you mess up in here, you mess up, your whole website goes down. Like right now, my website's down. I'm going to assume anyway. Let's take a little look. DNS didn't propagate yet. That's good. Typically, this can take 1 hour or less. Sometimes it can take upwards of 2 days to move throughout all the lands of DNS. And I'll show you that screen in a minute. Now, this is another thing, this text here to Webflow, we're going to knock that right on out of there. Okay, we're going to start from scratch with the text. This is for my Google site verification. I need that. And all this other stuff is necessary. This is my name servers, which points it to GoDaddy. And this other stuff just needs to stay here. Okay, all this domain control stuff is GoDaddy default stuff. This is for Google. The only other thing I have in here is this A record. So let's go back to Replit. I need to add a www at the same address. So we're going to go here. We're going to add, we're going to add a record. It's going to be www. Okay, so that points the www version because when you set up a domain, sometimes people type in the domain getupearlier.com. Sometimes people type in the name www.getupearlier.com. In either case, you want to make sure that both of them are going. In some places of misconfiguration, one of them will work and one of them won't. That's not a good idea. So the other record that it needed to add was this text record. And we're going to add that right here. We're going to copy this thing and we are going to put that into here. Go to type, text, name, www, value, this long string, save, boom. Okay, now cross your fingers and hope for the best. No, just kidding. Now everything's pointing toward Replit. There's nothing left. So now what I'll do here is hit link domain. And it's doing this verifying thing. So last time when I sorted it out and did this, it took a little while. It took a minute. It even errored out. And then it just like fixed itself and it was live. DNS checker. The last one I was doing was Barth Insurance. And this time we're going to do getupearlier.com and just see if any changes have happened. So it's pointing to 34.11.179.208. Now, is that what I want it to point to? Yeah. So see, propagation has already started. Very interesting. So if we go back to getup, oh, that's why it didn't look like it, because it was the Webflow address. Look at that. Wow. She's a beaut, Clark. She's a beaut. Look at that. Damn. That's amazing. It's amazing when I see it just go live and it's probably still alive on Chrome. Or is Chrome just toast? No, it's toast. But it's just my cache at this point. So what I'm going to do is just open up the Webflow version and kind of just look at the two side by side. Okay. This one is kind of in a weird skinny window. So I'm just going to pop this open a little bit. We'll get back to that. But isn't that nice? You see the nice mobile version. Oh, man. This Replit don't play around, dude. Again, if I shrink this baby down to the mobile version, the Webflow version is very nice. You know, full control. But like, what is now not? Everything's in my control. There's not one thing that I don't have exactly looking like this or better, enhanced. And at any given time that I need to go back and reference this, I'll just keep this alive for a little longer anyway. But it's yeah, man, like I said, it's a weird shift. So this whole video is live, by the way. So my DNS has propagated and pushed to Replit in a matter of verified minutes, like literal minutes. Like it's over. That's it. DNS complete. So you'll make a note here that Replit and Webflow and WP Engine, none of them deal with email. I don't deal with email. That's IT. I can't get my email. Oh, hopefully this was good insight for everybody. If you're switching DNS, it's that simple. Long-winded, but I think a lot of the insight that I gave you in this video is very important. So hopefully it helped. Talk to you soon. My next thing is going to be, we're going to convert 2 WordPress sites. One is a 1-pager with 5 blocks. I'm going to try to do this in under an hour. I'm going to try to do it in 40 minutes. It's like I'm turning building these things out into running. It's like I'm doing a running speed thing. So I'm running a marathon. So I'm always trying to outdo myself or go longer, go faster, whatever. I'm doing the same thing with these websites. I'm seeing how fast I can get one done professionally and just be on my way to the next thing. The things that are more important. So let's keep it going. Okay. Web MBD, Michael Baker Digital, 25 years, digital marketing professional, can help you with all this AI stuff as needed, or any of your web presence issues. Give me a yell if you need help.